Dudes.
Dude.
Welcome. Thank you for coming in and being a part of what we got going on here. So
thank you.
I created this thing. It's called the Minnesota Music Note, and so I have been a newer musician in the local community. So I don't know everybody, but I've been meeting a lot of people through like the open jams and stuff. Like that.
Those are great for
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of like where I met this guy right here, you know, and it's just a really nice community. It's a great way to get to know people, when I walked into my first open jam, in all honesty, I was scared shitless, right?
As you should be, yeah.
I've played drums for a couple of years. I kind of know my way around the kit, but still I had the nerves. And I'm walking into this room full of people that I don't know. So anyways, to tie that into Minnesota Music Note, what I wanted to do was really just kind of take all that grand community and those lovely people that I've met and just take it a step further and really get to know your stories and really dig into who everybody is and where they came from, what all the cool things are that you guys are doing out in the world. So
Yeah.
Cool.
let's start. I know who you guys are, but the audience may or may not know who you are. So why don't you guys just start by going around the room and give you a little 30-second intro. You can do a little dance if you want to.
Probably no dancing, but we'll see.
All right, we'll start with the quiet one.
All right. Well, my name is Eric. My nickname is Cavs, K-A-V-S. I've had that name since I was a kid.
Why?
It's not a band thing.
Okay.
It's just I have a long last name, and
okay.
that's part of the last
I thought you
name.
had a really nice calf message.
No, I got asked that. Some actually, this hot lady's like, do you have big calves? Can I see your calves? I'm like, why do you want to see my? I'm like, oh, I get it.
And
No,
now that story is recorded on video for the world to see.
So now everybody will
So if she's watching,
Hey, girl.
I'm still here, and the calves are still there.
has two calves.
The calves are still like, yeah. So, yeah, but no, I'm the bass player, and I've been in this band, Outlaw Saint, for 2 years, and it's been great. I really enjoy it, and I've been playing bass since I played guitar for a year or two, and but nobody in the neighborhood wanted to play bass, so I switched to bass a long time
Happens
ago.
in so many neighborhoods, it seems.
Yeah,
So many bass players are like, we're budding guitar players.
correct.
Just picked up the bass because nobody else wanted.
Frustrated guitar players. So. Yeah.
Or they realize, oh, wait a minute, I can't be Eddie Van Halen, so
Right.
I'll be Anthony.
I'll be
Michael Anthony.
Eddie Munster.
Then you figure out all the girls want the bass player anyways, especially when they have nice calves.
Well, let's go with that.
Wow, we really walked into that one. No pun intended.
Let's go with that. So, but no, it's true. I switched to bass, and I was a frustrated guitar player, and then I enjoyed bass. It was easier to figure out songs and then everybody wants you in their band, so that's a good problem to have.
That is not a bad problem.
Yeah.
Bassists and drummers seem to be the two hardest things to find in Minnesota, right?
Right.
Amen.
Right.
Amen.
So it's been good.
Nice. Awesome. Well, let's keep the motion going around here, and
Yeah, I'm Ryan. I am the drummer to my, rhythm section partner. And I jokingly say that I was born with sticks in my hand. Because I had started lessons since I was in 4th grade or something, son of a musician. But I just play on feel. I don't do rudiments. I have terrible technique. I, do all the things you're not supposed to do, but everybody compliments me and say I'm a great drummer. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll run with it. But yeah, so I've been playing drums, literally my entire life. Like I played but I didn't actually join my first band until I was like 21. So I was a little late to that part of it.
So how long were you playing drums? Like when you say your whole life, like 3 years old, you had drumsticks in your hands, or 5 or 10, or where's it?
I remember getting one of those like toy kits when I was probably 3 or 4.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Got my first real kit when I was 12, I think, something like that. So yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
That was probably an early starter too. I was always beat on things, but my parents were trying to hold out for as long as they could, hoping that I didn't want to be a drummer. And that finally they bought me a kit. So
Gave in.
nice, man. All right, Tank, over to you, buddy.
I'm Tank Davidson. for the very few that don't know me, I'm basically a 24/7 rock and roll showman and frontman for Outlaw Saint. So I live and breathe music, man, and I try and do my best to put on the best show that I can. So very big supporter of the local scene, both covers and original bands. It doesn't make any difference, I support them all. So my thing is that I would like to be known at least on a local level. It's just I also, I kind of daydream about it sometimes. I would like to say somewhere in the near future, I would love someone to say, "Oh, Outlaw Saint, I wish I would have gone to Minnesota to see these guys." So,
How close are you? A couple days away from that?
yeah,
Yeah.
Sometime next week we should be there. Yeah.
exactly.
Great.
6 or 7 days.
So, Outlaw Saint, you guys are original music?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Tell me about band.
All original, raw and raunchy rock and roll. Our aim, and it seems like a lot of people have been agreeing with this lately, a lot of fans, musically, somewhere along the lines of Guns N' Roses, AC/DC. But I have a very distinct vocals. So try to imagine, for all those who may know, Motorhead's Lemmy Kilmister, God rest his soul, Rob Zombie, and Sully Erna of Godsmack doing a 3-part harmony. That's basically my vocal style in a nutshell.
So you're saying you are the three of their love child? Is that?
Yeah, something like that. I was going to say that, but that just sounded so bad.
It sounds a little weird. I put it in the podcast anyways.
Yeah, but really, you couldn't pick 3 better fathers. So I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So, no, it's just, I love going to see cover bands. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing cover bands, but the cover scene has been around for a while, and I just want to put something fresh into the whole music scene. And I grew up on glam metal and all that, but especially I grew up on Guns N' Roses and Poison. And it's just like, I love that style of music. And there's even some other elements that, we also add into the band. So, we add in a little punk, we add in a little bit of heavy groove, type thing. But, that our aim is, and basically our main goal is just to put on the best show that we can. We just want a high energy show that people are going to say, "Oh yeah," it's just like, on a smaller scale, I guess, we've had a lot of people. There's been times where lately we've been playing bars and we'll have these, bar patrons that come there just to drink, or whatnot. And when we play, it's just like everybody's watching us going like, "Holy crap." It's just like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a pretty good place to be.
Yep.
Yeah, very
Nice.
When you're doing original music, it's someone gave me some advice a long time ago. They said if people just go there to have a beer, watch a hockey game, and you're there, then how do you keep them from leaving? Mm-hmm. So if you just stand there and stare at your shoes and they don't know the music, then you're dead. So if they don't know the music, at least you gotta entertain them somehow, do something to keep them from leaving. So yeah, Tank is a very animated singer and jumps, he's like a David Lee Roth without the long blonde hair. and I play like there's fire ants in my pants. So
yeah, literally he's thrashing around like he's in a metal,
just
metal
to,
band.
keep it fun and keep it interesting and because it when they stick around and have a bunch of questions for you after, then you did something good.
Yeah.
So
I don't remember what the exact quote is, but I believe it's Lemmy that says something along the lines that nobody leaves their house to go watch their neighbor play guitar, or they want to see a fucking alien life form, or something along that line. It's like that absolutely defines the way that I feel, the way my wife feels about music too. I mean, 50% is playing your instrument well, the other 50% you got to entertain the crowd. Or
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a must.
There could be some serious musicianship going on, but if you sound like the radio and nobody even knows you're there, I mean, what's the point?
Yeah.
Sure.
Except for the 3 snobs in the back who are going to be like, "Oh, he played that wrong note. Oh, bad technique there." Those guys. But other than that, yeah, if everybody, and to your point, I've been in cover bands that have played bars where we've been ignored too. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Sure,
it's
sure.
not just original bands. It's
It is about the show, right? You gotta get out there and you gotta entertain some people. You gotta draw them into what you're doing and,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, and
have
it-
some fun with it, right?
and it's about what else is going on because we played. I think it was a Doghouse before they renovated.
Yep.
And there was something happening at the Bar Some Soda tournament, so everybody was back there. We had maybe 3 people sitting in front of us for pretty much the whole night, and we were just like, okay, thank you.
Yep.
Like the meme, we want to thank Timmy for coming out, you know, that kind of a thing. You know.
And that happens, and
that
you
happens,
know, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's all right. You roll with it and just.
Well, but it doesn't. To me, it doesn't matter. And these guys can contest. It doesn't matter how many people are in the audience. I still treat it like it's a full. We pride ourselves in doing a lot of crowd participation in our shows, and I will do it if I've done it, you know, in previous shows, you know, in the past where there's only the bartender and maybe one patron. And I'm still acting like it's, you know.
Yeah, he's still going out there and getting them, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay. I believe that. Yeah, that was in my first tenure. That was
Yep.
probably our 3rd or 4th show we did together.
Yep.
At a place called the Terminal over Northeast.
Oh yeah. We played
Um,
the terminal a couple times.
oh, yeah.
It's a fun spot.
Yeah, we between the 2 bands I was in at the time, we were basically house bands there for like a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was literally the sound guy, the bartender. There was maybe a door guy, I don't remember.
Yep.
Maybe 2 other patrons that kind of wandered in. And he still went out there and did his thing, and I was like, okay, this is the band I'm in. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and this is his 3rd tenure in the band. So,
3rd year is it?
no,
Or-
3rd tenure.
Yeah, so
You've left and come back.
so I joined the band in March of 2015.
Okay.
And that's a whole nother story. I don't know if we want to get into that.
Yeah, no.
By that, I think it was like October. I had decided to leave for whatever reason. I don't remember why. A couple years later, they're recording, and he calls me up and said, "Hey, man, you know, we just need your help to do this record. If we could just, you know, do this thing." I was like, "Okay." That sucked me back in for like 2 years, and then I left again. And then February 2023,
Right. Yeah.
he called again. And he's like, "You know, I'm in a spot. Can you just come in?" And but then at that point, we're in the process of kind of writing the last record, which is probably the best thing we ever put out.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's been
Nice.
3 stints, but it's been about 6 or so years total of the 15 years it's been as a
Yeah.
guest. So
And what was interesting is
So
that
this band has been around for 15 years.
15 years.
overall.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, a special announcement, you know, now that we're actually on the subject, this is one of the things that we wanted to announce.
Okay.
So March of next year will be our 15th anniversary.
Wow.
So we are planning. Right now, we have a lot of things planned. You know, nothing set in stone quite yet. But the idea is that we're thinking of releasing a. So we just released a online live album, and we've been doing some singles. And so the idea is that we're going to take these songs, put it on a special CD. We're going to record one more live song, and we're hopefully going to go into the studio to record one more song. And then we're going to release it as 15 Years of Ron Raunchy Rock and Roll Special Edition. And the name of the album was Mais Lives C'est Toi.
What is it?
Mais Lives C'est Toi.
Mes lives et toi.
Yeah, so
Okay.
basically it's 3 songs. So it was a sort of a play off of Menage a Trois.
Boom, boom.
I had to read it a lot before I figured it out. And then I sat up. I'm like, oh my god, I get it. And I'm on it. I'm on this, and I get it now. I'm like, what the hell does this mean? I'm reading it, going, I know how to read. Why don't I? And then I got it.
And it even took me a while to get the syllables just right. It's just like, Mais Lives C'est Toi. That's right. You know, and I came up with it. It's just like, you know, Menage a Trois means house of 3. Well, this is the performance of 3.
Uh-huh.
So it's like 3 of our live performances that we did with our brand new guitar player, Ziggy. Our latest, well, he was our brand new guitar player at the time. He is our guitar player now. I mean, we've had quite a few, 6 more months under our belt.
Nice. And he's
Yeah.
the one who couldn't make it today, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
unfortunately.
But what was really interesting was that, so what had happened is that the previous lineup, something happened and everyone dispersed, in December of 2022. And we still had 2 shows, one in March and one in June. And it's just like I at least wanted to do the March one. And so that's when I asked, Ryan to, to join in. Well, what was interesting is that me and Cavs, we go back into the late 90s, okay? Him and I, we've known each other since the late 90s.
True.
But I didn't know until the 2022 that he played bass.
Really? We met at an open jam in Shoreview.
Yep.
And I used to go there and hang out, and I never played at it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, like the people who ran it were really good, but like they would like make a lot of jokes and they're real sarcastic, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to get up and play and then have them like say something funny or mean so I never did it. I would just hang out and eat dinner and watch, and that's where I met Tank at.
Actually, no, you and I have ran into each other several times at Sharky's.
Oh, Sharky's, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, but
was
we never officially met each other until Shoreview.
Yeah.
It's just like we'd always see each other, and it's just like, I'm not gonna say why, but obviously he reminds me of someone.
But we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. Nope. He hates it, so.
Oh man, I feel like some great stories we're not gonna be able to share here.
Well,
I also think you should tell your guitar player, good Mega today, that now they have to come and for 45 minutes sit in front of the camera with nobody to talk to just being by himself.
Oh, he wouldn't mind that at all. I think he'd be fine. Yeah.
He's great. I was the new guy for almost 2 years, and then Ziggy came in. I said, "No, you're the new guy,
It don't have to be the
and
new
I'm the
guy.
old guy."
yeah. And what was interesting about Ziggy is that he came in, and we wrote our first song with him at his audition.
Huh.
Well, he already had it arranged. There was another song. I didn't find out until later that he had lyrics for it. Well, I already had lyrics that I've been working on until he came in. And it just turns out those lyrics worked so well that he was nice enough to say, hey, okay, we'll go with these new lyrics on this one. He says, now there's a few other songs that I want to keep the lyrics to. And okay, that's cool.
Yeah, right.
Really worked well. And that one became Rock Does the Talking.
Okay.
And then 1 week later, we all write our first song from scratch. And what had happened is that when he was auditioning for the band, we were giving him these songs, and he kept on saying, dude, it's just like, he was going, when I was learning your songs, it was just like, I was inspired with this riff right here. And he does his riff. I said, that sounds cool, but what would it sound like if you sped it up just a little bit? And he sped it up, and we added, to it, and it just so happens I had lyrics for this song as well. And that one became Charisma and the Charm.
Oh, yeah.
So, so our 2 songs was just like, cool.
Sounds like he's just slid right in and started inspiring a lot of music writing, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, and he is a writer, first of all.
Yep.
And he has previous band experience, which, not to display our other guitar player, but he did not. He was a good writer when he was kind of forced to, but Ziggy is just naturally, he'll just come up with stuff, and he's got a bunch of songs from his older bands that we're taking and kind of making our own. So yeah, we just have this well of stuff to work with, which is awesome.
Pretty neat.
He had some half-written stuff that nobody wanted, and we said, well, we'll take them.
We'll take it.
We'll take
Yep.
these ideas. If your previous cats don't want them, then we'll take them. And
Yep.
we'll do something with them.
And then our latest song. So I had this. I wrote this song based on a breakup that I had back in the summer, and it was. I really wanted to get the song out. It's just like I'm going like, this is my closure. This is this is how I'll be able to move on. And originally I had this idea, sort of a something that would sound similar to You Gave Love a Bad Name, type thing. And well, the funny thing was, on our way to practice that day when we said we were going to work on it, Cavs and I were in the car, and we were listening to this Michael Jackson cover done by Fall Out Boy. And, here we go. We go to the thing. We go through our songs. We go through a set list. And we're, okay, let's write this new song, blah, blah. And he's going like, okay, sing the melody to it, and I'll see if I can come up with something. And we tried doing it. And he started playing it. And all of a sudden, I find myself singing, beat it, just beat it.
It sounded like Beat It.
Yeah, it morphed quickly, very quickly into Beat It.
but
We
just
all
like-
just kind of said, Yeah, no.
No. Then he started playing a little bit, and he's going like, "Hey, this sounds really Foo Fighter." No, never mind. No.
He goes, "Damn it, you're right. It does sound like Beat It." Like he didn't hear it at first. I go, "Dude, that's so
Yep. And
that riff."
it's just like, yep. Oh, so I said, "Okay, you come up with a riff, and I've already got an idea for the vocal melody, and I'll see you play these riffs, and I'll see which riff works, with the vocal melody." And he came up with this heavier groove. It was just like, the best way I could describe it is falls in somewhere between Velvet Revolver Slither and Godsmack's Voodoo. And it was just like, we ended up writing the song, and I'm going, yes, this is it, yes. And it's just like, the song became, it's now called Mixed Signals. And, well, hon, I am done with your push and pull, because you throw mixed signals like schizophrenic air control.
He is a poet, and he don't know it,
Yes, I know it.
but he knows it.
No, he's a poet, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Yeah. But some of his lines,
He's a poet, and it's been shared on a podcast. Now it's official.
Podcasts and albums, and yeah. But some of his lines, he comes up with some of the best lines.
He does.
Like,
Yeah.
his mind is.
Like Charisma and the Charm, the second song we wrote, the line goes, I want to ask a beauty out, and it would be so dope if she says yes, and I hope against hope that it's back for a nightcap, and then it gets real. Wish my lucky number for a double meal. Double. Yeah.
I got it.
Some of it, like, you don't want to spell it out to mom, but or you hope she does.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's just like, I want to be kind of edgy, but I want to be suggestive about it.
We strive for PG-13.
PG-13.
Yeah.
It's just, it's.
Suggestive enough that people go, but the kids will be like, eh.
Yeah.
If we ever played a kid,
Yeah.
which we rarely do.
As I call it, the Shrek effect.
Yeah.
When Shrek comes out, it's just like only the adults knew all the adult jokes that in the Shrek, and all the kids were like, what?
That's good fun. Well, it sounds like you guys really have. You're at a point in the band where you got a real nice gel.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Like a lot of music writing happening, a lot of just forward momentum going, a lot of energy behind it.
Yep.
Sounds like with this new guitar player you guys brought in, it's really a lot of writing happening, and
Yep.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, as the second most seasoned member here, this feels like the most stable lineup I've
Yep.
been in.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's just, and I just want to point out that some of the songs that we're doing from our second album, or the last album that we did, Sonic Evolution, our guitar player at the time, Matt, did a great job.
Yeah.
He expanded. He brought us more into what you might call neoclassical. More Randy Rhoads, a little bit. So it's just like he expanded, he made it so that we weren't so two-dimensional.
Yeah, he upped the game a little bit.
Yep. And we got some great songs out of it.
Oh, yeah, we got some excellent songs.
Yeah.
But after we met Ziggy, it was kind of like, yeah, in future, why don't we find a happy medium between the old, really simple AC/DC stuff and the stuff that Matt was doing. Let's find a nice happy medium. And I think we found that in spades.
Yep.
Nice.
So, yeah.
more Joe Perry / now compare, just
Yeah.
a little more hard rock, but a little bluesier at times, and
Yeah.
But yeah, he's also into Judas Priest, so he also brings in that little bit of heaviness.
Yep,
That
that's
would-
sneak in every once and again.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just,
It's been good. I'm good.
yep.
All right, so Tank,
Here we go.
what's the song? What's the one song that you heard that you said, "Holy shit, I'm going to be a rock star"?
Okay. All right. So, 1986, I was in 6th grade. And at the time, I was listening to only what my parents were listening to, okay, which was pre-Beatles rock and roll and old country. So basically what had happened was my parents hated the Beatles. So as soon as the Beatles hit the scene, they switched to country. And so I was listening to everything up until 1986. And, at the time, it was just like, everyone was into the glam era, at the time, and they felt kind of sorry that I was listening to country. And so it's just like a friend of mine hands me a mixtape, and he says, take it home, listen to it, tell me what you think. All right, so I take it home, and I'm listening to it, and there's 4 songs on here, 4 songs I've never heard before, a new style that I never heard, but really kind of catchy, and I loved it. And it's just like one of those songs I thought was Rolling Stone Satisfaction, meaning that at the time I'd heard of the song, but I'd never heard the song. So it's just like I'm listening, I'm going, it's really cool. This is one song just really grabbed my attention. So the next day, I go to my friend, and I'm going, hey, dude, this mixtape's great. That one song, is that Rolling Stone Satisfaction? He's going, no, it's Poison's I Want Action.
You could see where the confusion would come in.
It was I Want Action, Talk Dirty to Me, Play Dirty, and Look What the Cat Drag did. And I was hooked ever since. And then 2 years later, he introduces me to Appetite for Destruction, and the rest, they say, is history.
The Guns N' Roses, maybe your top
Yes.
favorite band?
Yes.
Okay.
Guns N' Roses came along at a time where everyone was, we have to do it exactly what we have to write the ballad, we have to write the rocker, it was formulaic. And, we can't talk about this, we can't talk about that. It always has to be, happy-go-lucky. And after a while, it's just like, I think it's kind of boring that you're only talking about the happy stuff. And then Guns N' Roses came along going, yeah, we'll talk about the stuff that make us happy, but we're also talking about the dark stuff.
Well, because it's the dark stuff that makes them happy.
Well, yeah, that too. That too. Yeah. And it was just like, so to me, it's just like I had that respect for the fact that they said, hey, we don't give a rat's, rear end what you guys think. This is who we are. And I respect that. And unfortunately, I have a love-hate relationship with Axl. And apparently, I was dating this one girl, and she took me out to a sightseer, a medium. And apparently, according to her, the reason for this is because in another lifetime, apparently, me and Axl were brothers in another lifetime. So it's just like, but it's just, Axl almost ruined it, but Slash kept it together. And it's just like, it was the overall, it's still the attitude of, hey, we're being real. We're not sugarcoating it for anyone. This is how it is in this life. Believe it or not, Poison went through the exact same trial and tribulations that they went through. The drugs, the poverty, the whole 9 yards. But all Poison want to do is, hey, we're just gonna party hard. Just like we want to forget about this. And in my book, Guns N' Roses comes along going, no, this is also what makes us who we are.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I've never really, maybe a couple years younger than you, so I came up through it, but I've never really thought about that defining point or that defining band. And that's it. But there's always that defining band for each of us, right? At some point in your life, you're like, yes. And this just changed everything about my life.
Well, it changed everything about Tank's life. I don't have that same story. But it changed the music scene, too, because right after Guns N' Roses, after Appetite, suddenly all the bands are wearing Harley shirts and there's no more hairspray. And it's kind of like, so they literally changed the whole environment.
Yep. And the funny thing was that I was naive back in my high school days. I didn't even know until they released Use Illusion. I didn't know how many that there were F-bombs on Appetite for Destruction. It was just like, I was just like, hey, these guys just look like really cool, and the scum of the earth type, the whole rebellious look. And if you ever look at my high school pictures, oh my God, I was such a geek back in those days. Just like, just short of the pocket protectors and the high water pants. So just like,
you don't wear those on stage anymore?
Hell no. Hell no.
Though that would be a whole new look for us.
Yeah, no. I still like the surprise, the shock on people's faces when I show them the picture of my 9th grade. Just like,
I think that needs to be emailed to me so that we'll make it in the podcast tape.
That'll be the thumbnail, yeah.
Yes, we need some visual aids to support this conversation. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's go around the room. How about you? What's kind of like that defining song, defining moment, defining band?
That's the thing. Because I grew up, my dad was a musician playing in what was known as top 40 bands, which are now just bar cover bands. but they were called that because they played everything in the top 40.
Sure.
And he did that for my entire childhood. And
What does your dad play?
he was a keyboard player.
Keyboard player.
Okay. So literally by the time I was like 11 or 12, I knew how to set up gear. I knew how to mix drinks. I knew how to play poker. I knew how to...
You had to mix drinks?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was his bartender. They had Christmas parties at the house, and I was a bartender. So, yeah.
I like it.
Well, you're a
awesome.
bartender. And I mean, so I was, again, I was kind of listening to what, what he was listening to, what he was learning, which was, a wide variety of stuff. A lot of old country, but then, current stuff and whatever. I do remember when we got MTV, because MTV launched August of 81. I think we got it February of 82. And I just remember my dad sitting there for like half a day, just watching it, just going, what the hell is this? Like, this is amazing. Like, it's just music all day. This, okay. And so, yeah, I remember that. And then I got into, again, the glam stuff. It was my junior high. It was, the 87 Whitesnake album, 5150, Hysteria, Slippery and Wet, like all of those. Those are my tapes walking back and forth from school.
And how old were you then?
87, I was like 13.
13?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I evolved we got into the grunge thing. I was never a big Nirvana fan, which is almost sacrilege to any Gen Xer.
No.
But what I mean,
Yeah.
present company aside, but Pearl Jam hit, and I was like, okay, I like these guys. I liked Alice in Chains. But at the same time, I was getting into thrash stuff too. So your Anthrax, Megadeth, Slayer, Metallica came a little bit later. Black Album is really, I lipped onto those guys. And so like Clash of the Titans, 1991, Anthrax, Megadeth, Slayer with Alice in Chains opening up.
What a show, yeah.
Oh yeah. Dave Mustaine's voice was shot for that show, so he sounded like crap. But other than that, almost got caught in a mosh pit, which was because Slayer opened. So we got there just as Alice in Chains was finished. As we were pulling up, they were doing Man in the Box, their last song. And then so we get in there, getting everything, and I go right up to the stage, and then Slayer's opening, and I turn around and I see the pit start going, and I'm like, nope. And I'm not ring yet to go to the back. Because I do not do pits. I've never done pits. I like to watch pits. They're fun to watch from like above. But yeah, I've never been that guy. So, and then it just evolved, and then I got into classic rock. And so I really don't have like a moment or a song or a band. It's just kind of like everything,
The whole region, the whole time in your life, huh?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. Still a cool journey.
Oh, yeah. Still on that. Still discovering stuff,
All right. Let's kick it over this way.
My thing is, I guess, well, no, for sure, Kiss for sure. I saw him on TV at my grandma's house when I was a kid, and was like, this is awesome and scary and gross and cool all at the same time. And then my next door neighbor had a garage sale, and I got Kiss Alive too. And Detroit Rock City, first song on there, was so life changing. And I was like 8 years old or something. I was a kid, like, and then I just became obsessed with them, and do they always wear their makeup, and they look cool, but they look scary, but they're, like, it was confusing, but awesome at the same time, and so still a huge Kiss fan. Obviously they had their good years and their questionable years, as we all do.
And they're really questionable years.
Yeah,
As we all
years,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Year.
It's true. But like when I was like 12, I saw Rock and Roll High School, the Ramones. And I'm like, oh my God, these guys are awesome and ugly and cool and weird, skinny, and just I want a leather jacket and I want to smoke cigarettes and I want to, I hate school too, So they're like, you guys are awesome. So huge Ramones fan.
And thus begins his punk years.
Yeah. So, and then, Sex Pistols and, the Dead Boys and all the, Iggy Pop and the Stooges and got into all that stuff. But then like when I heard Ride the Lightning, it's like, okay, now maybe I like this even more. It's like faster and meaner and, and then that turned into like Slayer, Exodus, Overkill, Nuclear Assault, Flotsam and Jetsam. The thrash metal, speed metal was just amazing, and still into that. Still, I just saw Dark Angel like 2 weeks ago at the Varsity, and it was awesome. I felt like I was a kid. It was like all these old guys.
Did you go in the mosh pit?
No, no, I didn't. I didn't because I'm fragile. No, I'm 5'6", and the people in there really raising hell are big, But I mean, you do see small guys in there trying to keep up, which is great, and I commend them. But no, I agree. I like to watch too.
I used to be in mosh pits. Yeah, I used to mosh way back in the day, but then I'm going like, yeah, no more, nope. Just like Danny Glover said, I'm too old for this shit.
You got to be able to take a hit, but give a hit too, and get right back up if you.
That's right.
But then when I got into high school, I noticed all the really gnarly hot chicks. They liked Bon Jovi and Rat and Dokken and Motley, and Poison and so then I like that music too. I hate the term hair metal, but I like those bands. So I really do. And I like the grunge scene too. I'm like, these guys are kind of punk rock, so they're kind of cool. They're singing about how life kind of sucks and like it's not as glamorous as
That was the reason why I didn't really like the grunge.
Sure, and that makes sense.
That's why
I
you
mean,
didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
Didn't have any love songs?
No, grunge was the reason I couldn't get laid in my 20s. Like, everybody was just like, oh, we're just so down and out. It's just like, it's one thing. See,
Everybody was too damn depressed.
it was all depressing was the whole thing.
procreate?
It was all,
to procreate.
it was all, I mean, it was just like with that's the one thing that I really started getting worn out about the 80s glam metal. It was too happy and grunge was too depressing. Yeah, there's some good songs, don't get me wrong, to this day, Outshined by Soundgarden, still one of my favorite, grunge tunes. But it's just like, once again, going back, this is the reason why I like Guns N' Roses so much was because they took the grunge and they took the hair metal, the themes of both and mixed it around. And that's what became the theme of Outlaw Saint, is that rock and roll, in my book, is about the good and the bad and meeting in the middle. And the goal is to create something that allows you to express your anger, but in a positive manner. It's just like I have this saying. I'm going like, take one of our songs, even one of our serious songs, take it home, listen to it. If you dig it, cool. If you can relate to it, cool. But when you come to a show, you're here for a show. It's all about letting catharsis. It's about letting loose of the good and the bad, and in a positive manner. And that's why I'm so. And that's the reason why I help try to make these shows so energetic. It's just like we're here for a show, and so far. And we're still in the beginning stages, but what I've seen so far is that there'll be people that don't even know our music but love the way we're performing. I mean, one night that when we did a showcase over at Route 47 for the Jam, we had two different people come up to us. And it was just like one guy was going like, usually with the showcase band, we'll go outside, we'll have a cigarette. We're nicking now because you guys were so great on stage. It was just like, we forego having a cigarette just to watch you guys.
We wanted to see what you're going to do next.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. Yeah, and then at the same time, another woman comes up. I was going like, man, I was about ready to go to the bathroom, and you guys were like so good. I had to hold it just to watch you guys.
She said I had to pee, but it was so fun. I was just bouncing around, so I wanted to see what you were gonna do next. So.
Exactly. So it's just like,
That's awesome.
that's why me, myself, I'm going to, hey, let's market ourselves as a live band. And I think, just my personal opinion, okay, I think this is always the problem that a lot of original bands and cover bands has, is that, a lot of people might want to hear new music, but they also want something they just don't want to go there to hear the music. Okay, so I figured that, okay, it's starting to look like, at least on a small scale, that when we have that great show, it's just like, hey, they're still worth coming to see, type thing. And the theory that I'm working on right now is, okay, maybe this will get them to, start, hey, what was this song? Blah, blah. We have the CD over there, or you can go to our thing, and they'll start getting into the songs. So, my motto is come for the rock and roll, come for the rock show, stay for the rock and roll. And
I like it.
And
It's a nice tie-in, actually, because I was going to ask the question. So what was the inspiration for Outlaw Saint? I didn't even need to ask. We're so inspired, it just naturally comes out today.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it.
yeah, and it's just like, it's all about when I was turning 21, I was hitting the bar, whatnot. It's just like we did something called, there was something called Amateur Band Jam Night, which was the first open jam ever done by a group called UKI, which featured Chainsaw Kane from Slave Raider right after he left Slave Raider. And he had a guy named Mike Schneider, we all know as Happy from Hairball. And they were the first ones to do this open jam, and this was back in the late 90s. And it was just like, now I mean no disrespect to Mike when I say this, to Happy, right? First time I met him, my band was practicing right next door to UKI. And I went up to talk to him, and I'm going like, I thought he was boring. It was just like, he was spoken monotone, the whole 9 yards, right? But he told us, hey, and it turns out it was the very first one that they were doing over at Sharky's, the first amateur band jam night. And I go there, and I see him perform, and my jaw just like dropped. And it sort of planted a seed in the back of my head. And then 3 years later, I'm starting to realize, okay, I'm not the best vocalist in the world. Where do I go from here? And then I saw Poison, 1999 in Chicago, CC DeVille reunion. And the second they hit the stage, boom, 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 boom. They're all over the place, even Ricky Rockets getting behind it. And that was my aha moment. I'm going like, that's what I'm going to do. I may not be the best singer in the world, but I'm going to put on a show just like that. And when I came back, I started studying Happy. I became his unofficial protege. It was just like, I'm going like, this guy is the most energetic guy I know, So I took some, bits and pieces of what he did. I wasn't going to copy him because he's one of a kind. I mean, even to this day, he's way better showman than I could ever be. And around that time, I also saw Warrant for the first time at Sharky's, back when they got off the Doggy Dog, and they went back to doing bars, after doing all this. And it's just like the very first show I saw theirs, it was like he still acted like he was one of us. It's just like, and back in the time you could smoke in the bar. He was bumming cigarettes off the bar. He was drinking with the people in the bars. It's like one guy hands him a shot. He takes a shot. He's going like, hang on a second, okay? He gives it back to the guy, turns back around and faces the guy, and the guy had already drank it, right? He's going like, dude, I was gonna shoot that with you. And he picks out this big bottle of Jack Daniels, going like, now this is a man's drink. And it ended up that night that he got two people out in the audience up on stage to sing, to do their 15 minutes of fame. One guy did Rock and Roll, another one did Cat Scratch Fever. And to me, that was the greatest thing that I'd ever seen. It was just like, and both of those bands also inspired me to put on the show that I do. It's just like, to me, I don't care. Yes, there are people that might think that I have an ego, but it's just like, no. It's just like, you want to know something? I just rock and roll. I'm not better than you. I don't think this band is better than you, but in the same time, hey, I just want to put on a good show. All right. My whole thing is to entertain you people. And just like Lemmy said, they want an alien, they want someone from outer space, blah, blah, blah. Well, obviously, I'm not going to, go down that route. But just like, I'm still, as I call it, slightly larger than life. And what's really interesting is I started in theater. But it's just like, I think the theatrical bands, it had been overdone. Alice Cooper, Kiss, to me, it's just like, but if we can create a band that can grab people's attention without the frills, without the theatrics, maybe a few minor, props, maybe, that's what we should do. Let's create a band with just like Warrant. It's just like they didn't need all these props. Poison didn't need all these props. It was just like it was their stage show alone that grabbed your attention, that made you enjoy it, made you want to come back for more.
Well, I can attest. I've been to I've seen you guys play now a couple of times, and you guys put on a fantastic show.
Oh, thank you.
It's actually the reason we went to Shaw's last time was to see you guys in the showcase. So
Cool. Well, as a matter of fact, we're going back to Shaw's
is that
for
right?
the showcase.
For the showcase.
For the showcase.
Maybe you weren't in a showcase. Maybe you just played a couple.
No,
of
we
songs.
played
You
a couple. We
songs.
played a couple
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah.
So November 20th, we are playing Shaw's again for the showcase, and we're introducing we're playing two of our brand new songs that we have,
Nice.
and we're planning to do the live debut of the other two new songs.
Awesome.
So, yep, and it's just like, I know that when I did Shaw's and all that, it's like, I would get out into the audience, and it's just like, I would do Living After Midnight. It's just like, I'd go out and say, load, and I'd have the audience sing, load in, and people seem to love that, so it's just.
For sure. It's the right energy, man. You got it going down.
Well, thank you.
I look forward
small,
actually to a
fun-
chance for our band to play with you guys. So my wife puts on a hell of a show too. I think.
Oh, yeah, she does.
We
Yeah.
we
Yep.
a fun mix.
Anytime, man.
So-
And just piggybacking on what his says, and this is no disrespect to any other bands, but I love the fact that I consider us like a real rock and roll band.
Okay.
Like, we have actual amps on stage. We're not using in-ear monitors. We're not using any sort of backing tracks or
No
click tracks
samples,
or
no.
samples or anything like that. Nothing wrong with that. Some bands do it gorgeously, but we don't. I consider us like a real old-fashioned like rock and roll band, like
Old
how
school.
how we used to be.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
And it's just, my thing is that a lot of people rag on the cover bands, even rag on original bands. I look at it this way. It all depends what the audience wants. There are some people out there that just want to see covers, okay? There's other people out there, I want to see covers, I've overheard this, but hey, I would like to hear some original music, but they're not going to go to an original band because they're not playing anything familiar.
right.
But unfortunately, that's a paradox, really.
I was gonna say that's the paradox.
That's the
conundrum,
paradox.
right? It's like,
Exactly.
Because all those bands, especially the ones that do the full night, even if they add in their originals, number one, once you play covers, in my opinion, this is strictly my opinion, once you play those covers, people think you're a cover band. It doesn't matter. And not only that, with a 3-hour night, when are you going to decide when is the best time to put in your original music for them to hear? With us, it's just like, we may not bring in people right away, but once we bring people in, we know they're coming in for our music. They're not here to hear us be a jukebox band. They're not here to hear our version of this song or this song. They're here to listen to our music.
sure.
And it's not for everyone, but that's the way I like to go. It's just like, I'm sorry, but I mean, that's just my experience, is that especially if you play full bands of full covers, they'll be interested in your originals, okay, blah, 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 but they won't really get into your original. They're there to hear you play, whichever songs it is that, whichever covers that you're known for playing. And, that's why I still say, we don't do any covers. It's not that we don't want to. It's just, we want you guys to hear what we're doing.
We're sticking with this, and and you got to want to do that.
Yeah.
The original thing.
Oh yeah, it is not.
You don't do it to support a family. Like the money is a lot less,
Yeah, sure.
and the crowds are sometimes smaller, and so I mean you got to be cool with that, and
But yeah, but once again, I just want to reiterate.
Reiterate.
You're
Reiterate.
reiterate.
Yeah, reiterate. There we go. I just want to say that if
Your
there,
next song.
yeah, there we go.
Reiterate.
There we go. I have no ill will against the covers because there's some people out there. It's all about entertaining the crowd. It's not about my ego. It's not about what I want. It's about entertaining the crowd. But in the same aspect, I want to entertain the crowd my way. You know, there will be, obviously we're not going to play covers if they want us to play covers. That's one rule that we'll probably never break. But it's just, but in the same aspect, we still want to entertain the people. And it's just like, I would love it just to open for cover bands, okay? And it just, give us $100, okay? We'll open up for you, whatnot. We want to see, especially on a bigger scale, we want to see if the show that we have will entertain people on a more massive scale. It's just like, we just want to see if there you never know. There might be one or two people out there that might actually like what we're doing. And that's
enough.
That's enough for us.
Yeah.
Cool. I like it.
So,
Well, I think it's about time for us to wrap this up, guys. And I love to kind of close all of these podcasts up with recommendations. So you guys now have to nominate somebody else in the music community who needs to be on this podcast.
Rebel Queens.
Heavy as I.
Heavy as
A newer band.
I've heard of
My
them.
buddy Andrew, yeah.
Are they actually heavy?
Heavy in a bluesy kind of sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very like old ZZ Top, Skinnerd kind of influence, but with a modern kind of,
Interesting.
yeah, really, really good stuff. And Andrew's a good dude, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Die Hardcore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Our friend Kellerman, who's an awesome dude, awesome vocalist, and that's an original thing that he's doing.
Die Hardcore.
Hardcore,
I
yeah.
like that. That's like a mantra.
Yeah,
That's more than a
yeah.
band. It's a mantra.
It's on his back.
It's a lifestyle, man. For
Yeah,
sure.
these guys are the real deal. So
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming out
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you.
And being a part of what we got going on here. So
Sorry for being a chatterbox.
we're literally chattering. That's what we're here for, Frank. It's okay. It's okay. You should feel at home.
Yeah.
no, this was way cool though. We appreciate this.
Yes. We greatly. Let's make some noise. Welcome to the sinners from across the land. We're Outlaw Saint, Minnesota's #1 rock band. Well, we are here to give you the most gung-ho rock show that we can. But in order to do that, we are going to need your help. So let's start things off. Put your hands together like this. I don't give
a fantasy is back to reality. Man, this is really starting to blow.
Not in a good way.